Hello everyone, welcome to today's 5-Minute Friday. I'm Alan from Newlands Nursery and we've got to the latter part of the year and it's a perfect time to think about dividing some of your perennial plants. These are in pots and you can divide them in pots and you can divide them when they're in the garden as well. So I'm going to divide this ajuga. It's prime to be divided and I'll explain what that is in a second, but you can do it with mint plants, you can do it with hardy geraniums, you can do it with achilles, you can do it with sedums. There's so many plants you can do it with. If you're not entirely sure what to divide, put a comment on this video. I'm sure we can help you and get back to you the best way to do it. So why would you want to divide a plant? Basically it's free, simple as that. So you've bought this plant, or you've propagated this plant, it doesn't matter. And what you can do is you can cut it into pieces. I'm going to cut it in half in this particular case, maybe in 4. We're going to cut, and then this is a ground cover plant. So if you've got an area you want a lot of plants for ground cover, and I like big swathes of one particular plant, I think it looks nicer in a garden, then the easiest thing to do is you get to this time of year, September, October sort of time, maybe even as early as August, and you can just cut through this plant and you end up with 4 plants rather than 1. Easy as that. So all we have to do is squeeze this pot a bit and take this plant out. And you can see it's a nice, healthy, well-established plant. And with a plant like this, you can see it's got roots all over the place and it's got an area where you could divide and still end up with 4 plants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut through here, and once I've done that I'm then going to turn it over and then you're going to have 2 pieces, and I'm going to cut through here, so you're going to end up with quarters of the plant. So it's as easy as that, and then what we'll do is we'll pot it up and put it in a pot and grow it till next year. Now you can put it straight in the garden, so if you've got a ground cover area and maybe you could only go for 1 of these ajugas for example, but you've got sort of a 3-4 metre area that you want to fill with the ground cover, then you've got this one plant, you divide it up and then put it in areas where you want it to spread to. So it's as easy as that. It's a nice simple process, but it's the perfect time of year to do it in the autumn. So let's cut it up. Okay, so now that you can see we've cut the plant up, we've divided the plant into 4, and you can see from this plant it's nice and healthy. You'd be happy if you bought that in a pot, brand new. So you've got a nice healthy amount of roots, you've got loads of stems coming up there, and all you've got to do is pot it up or put it into the garden. It's always best to use a compost it's probably used to, so I'm going to use the same grade of compost that it came out of. Potting it up is simple, so we just take the plant and we just fill around it. If you're putting it in a shallower pot, you could take some roots off the bottom slightly, or you could wash with a hose and some water. You could wash a bit of soil off just so you can get it into the pot that you're going to be using. But this, before long, I mean, it's a quick growing plant, Ajuga, this particular one. Before long it's going to fill that. I mean, it looks like it's almost filling it there. But what you're going to get from this is you've got one potted up, which is ironically gone in the same pot it came out of. You've got 3 plants that you didn't pay for. Fantastic. So you do exactly the same with this in the garden or in a pot, and you can do this year after year. So it's something a good way of building up your stock if you've got a particular favourite plant, or if you've got an area you want to cover with one plant. Any questions at all? Let us know, comment on this, give us a call, send us a message on Facebook, whatever's easiest for you, we're here to help.